Okay, Saturday, September 23rd, and I'm in front of the I'm in the Renock Square, in front of the Leopolis Cafe, you can see here. And I'm just gonna walk, we've already done a walk through the Renock, so I'm gonna just walk on one of the side streets at random here. I think this one, I'll just flip the camera around. This one straight ahead. We'll go for a little bit of a walk there. So, yeah, I guess I'll point out some interesting buildings and then just find something to talk about as usual. So this is the Pravda Beer Theater here. This is kind of also the media center for Lviv. And then this is all the statues. They've covered them up. There's like 4 statues, one on every corner here. You know, so yeah. So on every corner of the Renock, they have these statues. Now I'm going to this IT Tech Arena. I will be there on the Saturday and Sunday. My company isn't gonna pay for missed time. You know, so I gotta go Saturday and Sunday. I can probably get the tickets out of them, but not the lost time. So yeah. So what do we want to talk about today? There's, you know, I don't know, I'm in some of the Facebook groups, some of the Reddit groups, and I always stir the pot a bit. You know, a lot of us want to know the truth. You know, we're living here in Ukraine, and a lot of these groups are run by people who don't live in Ukraine. They're Americans. You know, I appreciate their enthusiasm for Ukraine, but you know, sometimes these groups are full of like hopium, right? They're not giving the truth. And I would say the truth is somewhere between, you know, you have the Kiev Post on one side, which is hopium, and always spinning everything to be extremely positive, which can misguide people, you know, and I don't think it's even appreciated by locals. You know, gives people a false impression, false sense of security. And then on the other side, you have like blogs like Zero Hedge, you know, whatever, Fox News, Ron Paul's newsletter, and all of this you have on the other side, which is total pessimism and doom and gloom. And somewhere the truth is in the middle. And I would say DW, the German news, I would say German news is probably, or France 24, maybe the BBC to some extent. Somewhere there is the truth, where you'll get what's actually happening and the challenges that people face here every day. Yeah, because it's tough. It's you know, The Economist dropped a pretty good article the other day about you know, the war, that it's going to take years. We all know this. You know, but these hopium writers all make it sound like, you know, Russia's going to surrender tomorrow. You know, Putin is going to get assassinated, and you know, Mother Teresa is going to replace him. The Russian Mother Teresa is going to replace him and say sorry and give everything back. Or, you know, the hopium purveyors also make it sound like you know, Ukraine is going to get Crimea by Christmas. We heard that last Christmas, and I mean, most people who live here know it's, you know, my wife has 2 brothers in the army, you know, fighting right now. They're not even sitting on the front lines. I mean, they're geared up, you know, they got kit, and they go on patrol every day, and we don't know if they're coming back or not. I mean, when they left for the war, it was like as if the last time we're going to see them kind of send off, you know, that they had. So that's how it is here, you know, and the people purveying hopium, you know, they're not really helping anything. You know, and on the other side of the spectrum here, you know, these people like, you know, saying everything is doom and gloom, and, you know, the West is going to go bankrupt, and, you know, trying to save Ukraine. That's not true either. You know, yes, the alliance is strained, it's fractured. You know, it's always been that way. Alliances were always difficult at best. You know, I really commend Biden for having this one hold up, because there really isn't much pure financial incentive, to be honest. I mean, it's mostly principle that's holding this one up, holding up this alliance, that people with really strong principles. And as we saw, like, it's people are getting worn out. We saw Zelensky have some, the light's in the wrong place. Yeah, Zelensky had quite a bit of challenges in DC, challenges with Poland. I think he's just tired, you get this will, wears you out. I mean, we're hanging with him and we believe in him, but every leader is less than perfect, and this stuff that happened with Poland, with the grain and the weapons not coming or whatever, that's an example of like how hard it is, like how hard things are, so yeah, it's not an easy time. And in some of these Facebook groups, they won't post those articles. They only post the articles like, oh, the Ukrainians recaptured a village, but they don't even tell the whole story on that, how much that cost, and how much more far we got to go. Like I said, it's just all cheerleading, and I mean, I'm not sure who their audience is, but I don't know. It's and so when I challenge some of this stuff in the Facebook groups, like, come on, like, we have a real problem in America with Republicans, I get this backlash. Oh, no talking about American politics in the group. American politics directly affects the war in Ukraine. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I mean, it's the weapons, it's the funding, it's the intelligence. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's some, tier 1 activity here. I wouldn't be surprised, so yeah, but they want to just shout you down, block you out, censor you. So I'm not even sure who's consuming their ice cream and cake type of news. It's when you eat dinner, you have an appetizer that's reasonably, got some good taste or whatever, and reasonable nutrition. Then you eat the main course, which is your meat, potatoes, and vegetables. Then you get the dessert. It's like a big picture. These guys are just serving dessert. So yeah, it's a bit tiring, and it's very hard to find balanced news that gives you like a realistic picture so we can plan our lives. I mean, right now we're all thinking about this winter. I read a report, that the Russians are working with the Iranians to build a drone factory. I had to dig this up, and I think it was in some mainstream news. It wasn't Zero Hedge or any propaganda blogs. I think it was actually some British news source or something. One of the main UK ones, The Guardian or something, where they're building a drone factory, that can produce 6,000 units a year. So that's 500 every month. And do we have the missile supply? I mean, these are the kind of things that real people are having to look at. Are we going to have power this winter? And then you've got these people not even living in Ukraine running these Reddit blogs and these Facebook things. I just, really trying to, tell you otherwise, that yeah, everything's going to be great. I mean, I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be entirely, we're going to be in the dark, but I don't think it's going to be, we're going to coast through this winter either. I think it'll be something like last winter where, we had power rotations or something like that. I mean, if they're going to go for the infrastructure and the West is hesitating about air defense, you have the Germans playing this game, they're going to do it, then they're not going to do it, then the Swiss say no. I mean, this all needs to be like told in a fair and balanced way, but it seems like, I don't know, if you're telling the truth here, all of a sudden you're a Russian propagandist. You know, I mean, all of a sudden you are spreading Russian propaganda for being truthful. This is not democratic. You know, and I mean, there was even some, I don't know, there was some scandal in the news that this transgender representative of the Ukrainian army was like threatening to hunt down, you know, journalists or something, and then they quickly suspended her or him or whatever it is, and trying to sort this out. I mean, they were threatening even U.S. senators. I mean, this is, and I can't, you know, granted as a Republican and everything, but still, you don't do that in a free country. People are entitled to their point of views. You don't answer with threats, you answer with a counter argument. You know, that's, you know, with some counterpoints, or you point out the fault in their arguments. So I'll go show you this street here. This is so many of these nice old buildings here. There's so many, probably take me a few seasons to get through all of this, to go up and down every street. I don't even know the names. Some of them I know the names, but you know, like I did Pakarska Street, and I always keep this GoPro with me because my wife is, you know, we're going on 25 weeks now pregnant, so the baby is big, you know. It's she's like 600, 700 grams now, you know, so yeah, in 15 weeks she's gonna pack on another 3 kilos, I think, or something like that, 2.5, 3 kilos. So yeah, she's coming along. And you know, it's like, yeah, so back to this thing. If you're like seeking the truth or talking about something true, and it's not hopium, you know, or it's not favorable news, then suddenly you are a propagandist. You are pro-Russian, helping the enemy. And I'll tell you, in Vietnam War, you know, we have a lesson, you know, there's a lesson about this from the Vietnam War. The public was constantly, and the Vietnamese too, were constantly being told that victory was around the corner, victory was around the corner. And then in 1968, January 68, the Viet Cong, 80,000 of them attacked all at once, simultaneously. You know, this was known as the Tet Offensive. And then that just broke the will of the American people to support South Vietnam. And I think around 70, I think Richard Nixon time or something, the early 70s, yeah, Richard Nixon pulled out and cut and run, basically, like in Afghanistan. And after that, South Vietnam fell and became communist. So, did that hopium help anything? No, not really. Would have telling the truth helped something? Possibly. You know, I mean, it probably wouldn't have hurt. You know, probably would have been able to allocate resources better. Probably would have kept people on their toes, made them more vigilant. You know, looking out for those Viet Cong, you know, setting up the Tet Offensive, you know, guys running around in black pajamas, you know, and you know, saying, hey, I saw some guys running around in black pajamas. Yeah, me too. What do you think that is? Let's follow them. Let's put a tail on them. Oh, shit. They're planning something, you know? If you're spreading opium and stuff, people get complacent. You know, it, like I said, it's probably, if anyone's spreading this opium, it's probably the Russians, you know, so that they can get themselves in position. I'm from America.
Yeah, I have for you a lucky souvenir. They put in toilet paper.
Oh, no, I have plenty of it.
$1.
I don't have any cash.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have to finish my video.
Do you have Ukrainian money? No.
No. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't have anything. So we'll see. So, yeah, there's a lot of street peddlers here in the center and everything. I'm walking into the sun, so that's why I'm squinting. I'm just heading back to where my wife is sitting. You know, she's she's a bit skeptical of my my new hobby here. But you know, I'm not drinking or smoking and not partying, so making videos is my thing. You know, everyone has their thing. You know, probably the other bad habit I have, though, probably worse than smoking or drinking or is arguing politics with people. You know, I get into these pissing contests and I just have to win, you know. That's a pretty bad habit. I have to find something else. So I was getting down on filmmaking, but it always goes into politics. So I was thinking maybe I'll invest some time learning about these buildings and architecture. But then at the same time, you know, we all should be speaking our points of view and getting this documented. Because, you know, somewhere 100 years from now, some historian will dig this up and find out what was really going on here, you know, and everything like that. And like I said, that's also where the truth helps. The truth not only gives people the right information, the right sensitivity, you know, on how to react or how to be proactive. You know, it gives people in the future what really happened. You know, but like I said, this hopium thing is really dangerous because it makes people complacent. And as I said, getting back to what I think it is a type of Russian propaganda. It's like the greatest lie the devil ever told is that he doesn't exist. You know, I'll give you this view here. That is probably the best. That's my thoughts. That's my thoughts for today. I think next time I'll take you into this tunnel here at number 29. They have this tunnel, and next time I will take you through the tunnels here. Yeah, so that'll be the next video. Anyway, take care and have a nice day.